Before we get into a mock draft Will Campbell, Francis Mauigoa conversation, a reminder that tonight it's the 1 seed in the East, the Raptor 905 squad against the Cleveland Charge, a bunch of future NBA talent. Naquan Tomlin, who was on a two-way contract, was converted to a full-time NBA contract earlier, which means the Cavs have an open two-way. Maybe it could be one of the current players in the Charge. You'll see them in action tonight, 7 p.m. at Public Hall. Get your tickets at clevelandcharge.com. All right, guys, The Athletic put out their post-Super Bowl mock draft 2.0. I'm going to run through the first couple picks here, but I want to focus on the two Browns picks with two separate topics. In the 1 through 6 category of the new mock draft, no surprise at the top, Fernando Mendoza going first to the Raiders, Arvell Reese second to the Jets, Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle, going to the Cardinals, Ruben Bain going to Tennessee, Cardinal Tate coming off the board at 5, going to the Giants. They have the Browns taking Francis Mauigoa, the offensive guard/tackle from Miami at number 6. At number 7, David Bailey goes to Washington, Jordan Tyson 8, Jeremiah Love 9, Keldrick Faulk 10, Caleb Downs 11, Sonny Styles.
Who is Keldrick Faulk?
A defensive end from Auburn Bull. Yeah. This is not a Bengals topic.
The Bengals better take Caleb Downs if that happens.
In this full mock draft, the first 2-round picks, or the first
Keldrick Faulk.
Multiple first-round picks for the Browns. Steve, you want to take the next graphic? Was Mauigoa at 6 and Mekhi Lemon at 24. We'll get to Mekhi Lemon in the next topic. I want to focus on Mauigoa first here because, as everyone has said, they're not sure if he's a guard or
I'm out, guys. I'm not even letting Mike finish.
I got to finish. Take tag word full here. Will Campbell had the same question marks coming into the
This has nothing to do with Will Campbell. I'm not saying this prisoner in the moment on Will Campbell.
Can I give people the stats before you dive in, Bull?
All right, give us the stats.
If you missed it, Will Campbell allowed 14 pressures in the Super Bowl. He allowed 29 pressures in the playoffs. It did come out today. He was dealing with an injury, wasn't 100% healthy. Still 29 pressures in 4 playoff games, the most ever recorded by Next Gen Stats, and 14 in a playoff game, the most since 2018.
I know he had a terrible postseason. He had a great regular season. Everybody was lauding the pick, and now everybody says they're idiots. Here's the thing.
He's going to be a much better player because of this.
Yes, I agree. People are going way.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
This has nothing to do with Will Campbell.
I just like messing with him with the arm.
I'm just going to say this. If I'm drafting a guy at 6, I better know for sure what position he plays. Because if I'm not sure if he's a tackle or guard, then I'm not taking him at 6. End the story. I don't want to hear it.
If you're taking him at 6, you've got after the combine, it'll be kind of you'll know.
Well, I'm not drafting a guard at 6.
The only guard that I know that was taken at 6 or higher,
the Colts guy,
Quentin Nelson. They said,
really
and they kept saying like this dude is a Hall of Famer.
Guys, if the draft broke like that, I'm taking Tyson.
Isn't he considered the best lineman in this draft?
He is, but you don't know what position he is.
I don't care. I'm taking that. I ain't lying to you.
Fano's up there too. It feels like Fano surpassed him more because he's sure a tackle as opposed
I don't know. I'm taking Tyson if
that's the case. Then that's why.
I'm not taking a question mark.
What's his measurables?
Mauigoa?
Yeah.
He's 320-some pounds.
Huge. Hold on one second.
No, what's the height?
It's not huge. 320.
You tell me he like 6'6" or 6'7".
No, he's not.
Dang. He's listed at 6'6", 335.
Ah, yeah, that's cool.
I think he'll measure shorter than that at the draft.
I guess that will come out officially.
Yeah, I think
if he's 6'5", I understand it. Usually you want them tackles to be 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8".
Here's the thing. Like, there's a thought process that up front, you just want, give me the best 5. To me, Will Campbell, in my opinion, I had him rated as a center. I had him rated as a center and not a tackle because I don't like his functional strength. I don't like his athleticism. And when you play in center, you're not dealing with bull rush. He does terrible with bull. Listen, he looks like this is Mason Graham's cousin. You see what I'm saying? That right there, like I'm not intimidated by that. I don't look like that is not a tackle. I feel like when you watch him, you can do whatever you want. Like he's not going to be.
But he had a good season.
But here's the thing: when you start getting exposed, like when you get to the playoffs, ain't nobody bad. You're going to be dealing with people, and they're going to find you. And the Seahawks found him and his running mate on the same side of the ball. Yeah. Bull rush is susceptible to. I don't like his footwork. He puts his head and hands into the block too much.
So you worried about Mauigoa being, or whatever you say?
I don't worry about him as much as I did with Will Campbell, is because I know at worst Mauigoa is a dude that is big, he's massive, he's strong, he's nasty, and if he does not work out at right tackle, he to me, I feel like he is better suited as a guard. And if I'm the Browns and I'm looking at it, and I say, okay, I can't. We need so many things up front.
Yeah,
I can't then just say, all right, well, I need a tackle. I'm like, no, you need guards too.
Well, wait, hold on a second. Didn't he only play tackle in college?
Yes.
Mauigoa has only played tackle in college.
So I'm going to draft a guy at 6 and hope he's a guard, but I don't know.
I think
That's risky.
I'm putting him at tackle. I don't know what this guard.
I think the projection is. I think he could be a serviceable tackle. I think he could be a good pro at tackle. I think he can be a all-pro.
But do you want to draft a guy at 6 and you're not sure he's never played the position?
6 is risky. 6 is risky.
That's risky.
It's a very risky thing.
This is tough.
But your needs, you got to think about it like this. What is the drop from him and the rest of the cast?
This is tough.
Of offensive linemen.
I want a wide receiver there.
Let me see. Look, the reason why I'm comfortable with it is if he did go to guard, right? All right, let's say it's him, Jenkins, and Whippler. Let's say that's your interior. That's a pretty solid interior.
It is?
Pretty solid. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty solid.
I mean, Whippler's barely played. This guy's a rookie, and Jenkins has been mostly a backup.
I want to go get Linder. I want to go get Kyle Linderbaum and put him at center.
He probably going to go to the Giants.
So, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm more comfortable with it is it's hard for a quarterback to avoid the in the face pressure.
Right.
And if this guy is that good, you won't have to worry about that. And then if he's actually good in the run game, well, that helps Quinn Shine out, and you can get upfield and get to the next level. So I'm kind of comfortable with it.
So you're telling me
I'd rather have a left tackle.
I
but
would
no,
too.
apparently there ain't none.
What you're telling me is 2 sixth overall picks in 2 years, you're getting a defensive tackle and a guard. That's good use of top 6 picks.
Is the trench play not important? Did the Super Bowl not tell you how important it is?
It's very.
They better be superstars.
Did you think Denver was that good this year outside of that? No, but they had the number one offensive line in the game.
Yeah, but they lost.
By 3 points.
Well, that's true. They had a quarterback that hurt.
Right.
But you draft a guy that high, especially in an oddball position, you better be a superstar.
The draft,
not just a good player.
I give you that.
Mason Graham got you scarred.
No, I like Mason Graham. He's a good player, but I don't know if he's a superstar.
Here's the thing. The drop, because here's the thing. I think the drop from the top of the draft for offensive linemen to by the time you get to the 15, 20 mark, it's a big drop, man.
I can't worry about that.
His measurables is going to be
the Browns,
most important thing for him.
Even in Andrew Berry's best draft last year, he still blew it at 6. And Mason Graham's a good player. He's not a bust. He's worthy of a first-round pick based on last year's draft. But they should not have taken him at 6. We all know that. They should have taken an offensive lineman or a wide receiver at 6.
Now,
and now you're going to do the same thing? You're going to pass on a wide receiver again?
I don't.
Not in this scenario.
Yes, they're passing on Tyson.
But they getting Kyle Lemon.
But
you could have both.
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm not tripping on that.
If they want to do that, I'd stand up and salute that too.
If they do that, I will be dancing in the streets. You're going to give me 2 of them?
It ultimately comes down to March 11th or whenever free agents start. Whatever. If they solidify some offensive line play, they probably take 2 receivers.
By the way, here's what I will say. If you ask me,
you know the Browns are going to take a defensive player at 6.
If they, bro, I would listen.
It's gonna be. They're gonna set Burrell on fire. Don't say that.
Caleb down.
I believe
set the place on fire.
I believe wide receivers come out of college today more ready to contribute at a high level than offensive linemen.
But easily.
I believe that an offensive lineman, even if you have him projected in the top 10. It's still a crapshoot.
I don't know about that.
I could for every Tristan Wirfs, there's a Jed Wills.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what the numbers would say, but they're. I
can get. You can look.
Mike needs to do that research. Top Guys taken in the top 10
that are linemen that would
hits at
bust.
wide receiver versus hits at offensive lineman. Obviously, it's something you just do another time.
I'll get that for next Tuesday. We'll do it next Tuesday with you guys again.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking.
No, I'm not in next Tuesday.
So I'm looking
I feel
at
like the wide receiver hits ain't been as like they used to be.
But
like the past couple
the
years.
Emeka Bukas, right? The mid guys, the Brian Thomas a couple years ago. Even Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't. He was a 13.
He was 13.
Higgins, second round pick.
T. Higgins, like these dudes is coming in, contributing, and if you swing and miss, let me say this.
Yeah.
If you swing and miss, and I don't like how linemen be getting hurt either.
Yeah.
I don't like because linemen seem to be on that injury report a whole lot, and then you still rotating guys. Look how many starting lineups we've had with the Browns.
Mauigoa never missed a start at Miami, by the way. 3 years, started every single game.
He's the top of it, but
Jordan
Tyson or Cardinal Tate is to me a very easy no-brainer. It's a plug and play, and it's
we've seen for years running backs always make an impact right away when they're good, right? But in recent years, wide receivers and tight ends have been making bigger impacts at younger ages than we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly why that is. But now it's like all this the quarterback, the running backs, the wide receivers, and tight ends are all making immediate impacts. Now that doesn't mean you should necessarily take that guy over a guy you think is better, but that's happening way more frequently.